there's no problem with serving the warrant. Diba? We are lawmakers, we're not lawbreakers. So they can bring the warrant, we will receive it. Ang sinasabi namin, kailangan mo ng warrant of arrest from a Philippine court. At ang sinasabi namin, in the past, any senator that sought refuge in the Senate was accorded all due process, i-exhaust muna nila legal remedies, saka lang sila nag-voluntary na mag-surrender. So all we're asking for Senator Bato is reason, logic, diba, tanggalin ng emosyon. Mahirap para sa mga victims, tanggalin ng emosyon. Diba? But we're a nation of laws, not of men. Diba? So kailangan dumaan sa korte, yun lang naman. So pag dumaan sa korte, na-exhaust lahat ng legal remedies, kami na mismo kakausap kay Senator Bato na sumuko na. At yun din ang sinabi niya sa akin, even nung nagtatago pa siya, na pagka local court at na-exhaust, susunod siya. Pulis siya eh. Senador na siya eh, di ba? So, but let us study everything. I'm hoping to have an all-member caucus, if not today, tomorrow. Kasama sa agenda doon yung impeachment. But remember, hindi pwedeng impeachment lang at ipagin namin because there's so many primarily economic issues that we have to face. Ha?
Sir,
Brief ko kayo.
Kung natanggap niyo impeachment, magko-convene kayo immediately?
Forthwith.
So the next
Forthwith.
day,
The next day,
So, I consulted also Senator Soto. Sabi niya, process, ibigay muna sa Committee on Rules. So, we will do what has to be done and there won't be delays.
Basta
Okay?
forthwith.
There won't be delays. You judge us on our actions, but I don't know what time i-receive. I don't know kung ano. That's why I want a majority caucus para it's not a decision of only one group.
Sir,
Diba?
sino magiging majority leader tsaka Blue Ribbon?
We're still discussing it. So, hindi.
Okay, so good day po my fellow taong bayan mga kasimor. At ngayon po pag-usapan natin yung napaka-interesting pong nangyari kay Senator Bato de la Rosa kahapon May 11, 2026. Kasi nagkaroon po ng habulan sa Senado between him at mga NBI officers. So according to Senator Bato ay pinigilan daw siya mag-attend sa session. Tapos yung explanation naman po ng side ng NBI kasama si Senator Trillanes ay ibibigay nila yung allegedly warrant daw po, warrant of arrest from the International Criminal Court. And then because of that very interesting commotion po, ay ang ginawa po ng Senado ay nilagay si Senator Bato under Senate Protective Custody. So ngayon po may mga nagsasabi hindi daw pwede yan yung Senate Protective Custody. So of course, i-explain ko po sa inyo kung meron ba talagang legal basis yung ganyang action ng Senate. And then i-discuss din po natin kung meron bang possible criminal liabilities dito yung NBI, si former Senator Trillanes, and even si former Senate President Tito Soto and the former Sergeant of Arms, kung posible po bang may liability, criminal liability sila because of this interesting commotion po na nangyari kay Senator Bato. And then of course, i-discuss ko na lang din po ang basics ng mga international documents, international warrants of arrest in relation po sa Constitution natin. So this one po I've discussed numerous times but I think it really needs to be reiterated repeatedly din para mas maintindihan talaga ng taong bayan kung bakit importante talaga dumaan yung mga foreign documents na yan dito sa mga local courts natin before implementation. And then because of that po, ang nangyari next yan ay sinight in contempt yung mga NBI officers na yun ng Senate because of course, the Senate being an institution para sa kanila, may ginawang something offensive po yung NBI kaya sinight sila in contempt. And then ang next po ay dineclare na nga na si Senator Bato is under protective custody po of the Senate kung saan based po sa mga interviews ay nirerespeto naman daw po ni Attorney Matibag of the NBI. In other words, hindi po nila i-implement yung warrant of arrest, yung international, yung alleged warrant of arrest from the ICC during the existence of the Senate Protection Order. So ngayon po, pag-usapan natin yung Senate Protective Order na yan, kung whether or not legal ba talaga yan or gawa-gawa lang ba yan ni Senator Cayetano. Okay, so ang sagot ko po dyan regarding the Senate Protective Custody of a sitting senator is legal po yan and constitutional. Okay, kasi tatandaan po natin yung legislative department po or in our constitution po kasi meron tayong three main branches of government, diba? Executive, legislative, and the judiciary. And then some independent constitutional commissions tulad ng Ombudsman, COA, COMELEC, and the Civil Service Commission. Therefore po, since yung legislative body po is an independent body from other government bodies, meron po silang constitutional mandate to perform yung legislative function nila. Diba? So kung sa tingin po ng Senado, na yung actions ng ibang branches ng government, which in this case po is yung executive kasi yung NBI po is under the executive, ay makaapekto dun sa constitutional mandate and duty nila sa legislative function po nila, ay pwede po yan silang mag-issue ng mga ganyan klaseng protective orders or issuances po because that will fall under the inherent power po of self-preservation ng isang government institution. Okay, so stated differently, since yung executive at legislative po magkaiba yan, kung ang action po ng kabilang branch ng government ay makaapekto na dun sa constitutional duty ng legislative, yung sa Senate functions po nila to be specific, kasi gusto po ipa-aresto, 'di ba, yung isang senador. So in effect, mababawasan po ng isang senador yung Senado, 'di ba? Therefore, pwede po yan ma-argue na that will affect the constitutional mandate and duty po nila to the Filipino people in relation to their legislative function. So therefore, since maapektuhan yung constitutional mandate nila, ay may karapatan po silang protektahan yung institution nila. Kasi in this case nga po, ang mangyayari ay mababawasan sila ng isang senador via the action of the executive kung saan questionable yung basis para mabawasan sila ng isang senador. Kasi yung pinapakita pa lang po is an international ICC warrant. And then kung yung other government offices po ay hindi sang-ayon or tingin nila may mali sa mga ganung actions ng, like in this case po, yung Senate Protective Order na yun, eh hindi po pwede mag-insist yung executive na sila naman yung tama. Diba? Kasi again, number 1, separation of powers. Number 2, inherent powers of self-preservation. So in that situation po, kung tingin ng executive sila talaga yung tama, dapat pumunta sila ngayon sa Supreme Court kasi meron ng legal issue between two government entities, di ba? So of course, ang only way po para ma-determine kung sino sa kanila yung tama is via the power of judicial review po ng Supreme Court. So dito po ngayon, sasabihin ng Supreme Court kung whether or not may grave abuse of discretion ba talaga yung Senate sa pag-issue po ng ganong klaseng protective custody na order. Okay, pero unless and until may declaration or court order na yung Supreme Court, ang nag-a-apply po ngayon is the presumption of regularity nung action ng Senado. Kasi ganyan po ang presumption sa mga government actions natin. It is always presumed regular para po makatrabaho ng maayos yung government natin at hindi sila mapatigil na lang ng basta-basta sa trabaho nila. Okay, so hopefully klaro po yan. Ngayon po, pag-usapan naman natin kung bakit yung international document, which in this case is yung ICC warrant, ay kailangan pa mag-undergo ng judicial scrutiny via our local courts. And yung applicable po na provision sa issue na yan is mainly Article 3 of Section 2 po ng 1987 Constitution natin. So this is still under the Bill of Rights po natin. Pero before I actually explain the legal technicalities, ito po magbibigay lang ako sa inyo ng mga real world or mga common world scenarios para mas maintindihan nyo po talaga kung bakit importante dumaan sa local judicial scrutiny or process yung mga international documents. Okay, so isipin po ninyo kung meron pong random person na galing abroad tapos pumunta ng Pilipinas, may dala-dala siyang document, tapos biglang ipakita niya sa inyo, sabihin niya, this is an international warrant of arrest, I will arrest you now. Eh parang ano po yun, di ba? It is very questionable and can really be subjected to abuse by any individual. Kasi at the end of the day, hindi pa nga natin sure kung totoo yung document na yun pero bigla ka na lang a-arrest. So yun, huwag nyo na po isipin kung si Senator Bato yung involved dito. Just look at it in an ordinary person's point of view. Kung kayo po mismo, may random person, biglang dadalhan kayo ng document pupunta sa inyo, magpapasama sa allegedly NBI din daw po, that will really lead to a situation that can easily be abused. Kasi at the end of the day, since hindi pa nga po na-verify yung mga documents na yan, wala pa po yung legal effect talaga sa bansa natin. That is simply a mere scrap of paper po. Kasi only local courts po natin ang may power to issue a warrant of arrest dito. So kung makita po ninyo, Article 3, Bill of Rights, Section 2, no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examination, so on and so forth. So in the very Section 2 of the Article 3 natin, kailangan po talaga personally i-determine ng judge bago magkaroon ng mga warrants of arrest. Therefore po, yung alleged ICC warrant of arrest na yun, kailangan pa yun personally reviewin at i-examine ng judge para mag-issue siya ng counterpart or ng equivalent nun dito sa atin para ma-implement na yun siya. 'Di ba? So ganyan po ang proper procedure. And then ang gusto ko lang din po idagdag dito kasi may mga nakikita akong legal explanation na nagsasabi na since ang ICC daw is also a court, tapos ang sabi naman daw dito sa Section 2, personally by the judge lang, hindi naman sinabi personally by a local judge. Therefore, since judges din daw po yung nasa ICC, ay na-examine na yon at pwede na daw agad basta-basta i-implement sa atin yon. Okay, so ang maging counter ko lang po sa ganung explanation is we have to remember ang pinaka-purpose po nitong Article 3, the Bill of Rights, kung bakit to siya nilagay sa Constitution natin is not to protect against the actions from international courts, kundi to protect us from abuses ng mga local officers po natin sa Pilipinas.